best place to be, I'm in the front row. Best place to be, yeah. If you wanna find me, yo, I'm in the front row. Got 2 tickets on me, I'm in the front row. The best place to be, I'm in the front row. Best place to be, yeah. So what's colder than ice and even hotter than a flame? I be in the front row. The best place to be, I'm in the front row. Best place to be, yeah. If you wanna find me, yo, I'm in the front row. Got 2 tickets on me, I'm in the front row. The best place to be, I'm in the front row.
Look at my journey, this is just the beginning. Rock and roll with the Fredo Show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome here live to the Fredo Show here on this beautiful Sunday night here in Los Angeles, here live on Periscope, Twitter, and YouTube on In the Front Row LA. So of course, if you're watching right now or whenever it is, hit the subscribe button right now. Also like it right now as you're here. I mean, show the love and support to In the Front Row because we will be bringing you the latest on the NFL. Of course, week 1 was today. What an amazing opening week. And let's not just talk about what it was today, about what happened on Thursday night. You know, Tom Brady and Dak Prescott, what a terrific matchup that was. And the outcome was, of course, what we expected. Tom Brady winning again. Nothing new, you know, but something new was the LA Chargers with a big spark over in Washington earlier this morning. They came up with a big win, 20-16. I will be talking a lot starting the show with the LA Chargers. Of course, I will be bringing you guys the latest on the 24/7 with the LA Chargers, and I just cannot wait. I'm excited to be at the SoFi Stadium next Sunday. Cowboys Chargers opening day for the Chargers at the new SoFi Stadium is going to be amazing next Sunday, 1 o'clock. Stay tuned. But of course, NFL was good. But hey, Major League Baseball, it's September, guys. This is the best month of baseball. Yeah, I understand October is playoffs, but the month of September, it is very critical and it is very it's very crucial with certain games because right now it seems like the Dodgers cannot really get over the Giants. Of course, the Giants right now are the number 1 seed in the NL West. They are at the very top. You know, the Dodgers are just trailing them by a few games. But the Dodgers took care of business here at Dodger Stadium this week, and they swept the Padres, swept them 3 games in a row. Very impressive, very good for the LA Dodgers. So we will be talking a lot more about the Dodgers and, of course, Max Scherzer. What a career night he had this afternoon at Dodger Stadium. I will be telling you guys more about that coming up as well. USC. And this is where you kind of have to stop and think for a second because USC, when you hear the name USC, you hear, wow, you hear a big name, you hear a big school, you hear a championship, you hear tradition. There hasn't really been too much winning and tradition over at USC, as I did tell Clay Helton, the head coach of USC, not too long ago when I was at Pac-12 Media Day. I got a chance to talk to Clay Helton, and I kind of told him some things, and I said it, and I was being honest. I was not holding back anything, and I will be playing that interview when I asked Clay Helton a few questions, and he gave me a few smart responses, but hey, it hit him where it hurts, you know? I will be bringing you a little bit about Clay Helton and USC a little bit later today. As well, the latest on the Lakers. We are only a few weeks away from training camp for the Lakers as they do open training camp this month, September the 28th. So there's a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. But of course, we're going to jump right into the LA Chargers earlier today, guys. What a great week. What a great week it was for the LA Chargers today in Washington. They were playing at the FedEx Stadium, and it was very good because let's go ahead and start with this, guys. Let's go ahead and first start with the impressive outing that, you know, Justin Herbert had. You know, he just did not come in and have a regular game. No, the first drive was impressive. They were amazing. It just seemed he went 6 for 6, 40 yards. Eckler with a nice running touchdown towards the end. That was a great scoring TD. You know, they came back into the game. But Justin Herbert ended with 337 yards thrown. 337 yards for the rookie of the year in Justin Herbert this year. So, of course, as well, Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen needs some respect on his name. That's the same thing that LeBron James said earlier today on Twitter as he was watching the game as well. And he tweeted about it. He's like, hey, Keenan Allen is still underrated. Still underrated, bud. You know, Keenan Allen is going to be a very good piece. I mean, he is a top wide receiver. And believe it or not, he is maybe you can say top 5 wide receiver in the league right now. Not top 4, top 3. Keenan Allen can run some great routes. Nobody has a player like Keenan Allen. I mean, yeah, you have Julio Jones. You have Odell Beckham Jr. You have guys like that. But you don't have a Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, 100 yards today, 9 touches. Very impressive. And some very crucial ones late in the fourth quarter as he did give the possessions and allowed the Chargers to run the clock towards the end of the game due to the first down conversions by Keenan Allen and as well Mike Williams. Let's not forget about Mike Williams, the type of game that Mike Williams had. And of course, I did release an article earlier today, so go ahead and catch that at inthefrontrow.com. It's right there down below on the screen. Shout out my guy, Roddy Rich, but check it out. Inthefrontrow.com right there. Go ahead and read the latest on the Chargers and today's victory over the Washington football team. But Mike Williams had a very, very good game. Very good. I mean, Mike Williams had a lot to talk about over the offseason. Well, hey, you know what? I haven't been getting too much touches. The offense is not focused around me. I got to get more. If not, I'm out. So that's exactly what was coming out of, Mike Williamson's camp this offseason. But it seemed like he kind of play ball. That's exactly what he did today, So it was very good for Mike Williams and as well Jared Cook. Jared Cook, tight end, former New Orleans Saints tight end, now over with the LA Chargers, did very good. So there was a few key players, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Jared Cook, who were very, very involved in the offense throughout the whole game. Austin Eckler, amazing as well, ran for almost 50-some yards. He did pretty good. He was a game time decision. So if without him, the Chargers would maybe not have gotten the win they did today if it wasn't for Austin Eckler. So with what the Chargers did today here at FedEx Stadium in Washington, D.C., that is a big statement by the LA Chargers. That is a big, big statement, especially from newly head coach Brandon Staley. As shout out to Brandon Staley and congratulations, Brandon, on your first victory as an NFL coach for the LA Chargers, as there are many more to come. And I'm pretty sure right now you're on the flight back to Los Angeles enjoying the victory you guys had there today. So it's going to be very good. Very, very good year for the LA Chargers. And a lot of the questions I have been answering is like, well, hey, Justin's pretty good. You got Keenan Allen's pretty good. What about your defense? Oh, let's not talk about Derwin James, Kenneth Murray. There's a lot of guys on that defensive side of the ball who can really ball. Derwin James ain't no joke. Yes, Derwin James missed most of last season due to injury. He's back now. Derwin James, it's a difference maker. Brandon Staley said that after the game today. He said himself to his locker room, gave Derwin James part 1 out of 4 game balls. He's like, hey, this man's very important to this team. He's had a rough past 2 years. Derwin James, this is for you. That's what Coach Brandon Staley of the LA Chargers said to him post-game in the locker room. And, Derwin was very, very happy to see the outcome of what happened today. But there was another guy who was a little more glad, more happy at the outcome that happened earlier this morning was Justin Herbert. Justin just seems so confident. I have never seen a guy like him. I mean, when you look at a young guy, any young athlete, 2 years in, I mean, maybe I can look at the other rookie of the year right now in LaMelo Ball, who is very confident in his game. But Justin Herbert, the way he talks, it's like he's been in the league for almost a decade already. He knows how to talk. He just knows how to maybe say the right things, of course. But the things he's saying, it's kind of like, hey, for a quarterback, that's a 50-50 throw. For me, that's a 75-25. To hear that coming out of a quarterback is like, damn, I'm thinking to myself, like, for me, that's a 50-50 ball for me right now. If I'm looking at 3 defenders, 1 wide receiver, I got a 50-50 chance to throw making it to that 1 receiver. But Justin Herbert's mentality, he's like, no, that's a 75-25 for me because I can do that on any given night. That type of confidence, it's really going to show out this year as everyone on the pregame show on CBS NFL, they all said 0-5. Washington's going to win and beat on the Chargers. They all said it. Every single commentator on CBS NFL Sunday morning, they all said Washington over LA. And they were all wrong. And the Chargers also started teasing them on social media, which was very funny to see what the LA Chargers are doing on social media. But guys, this is another thing that of course, you guys also got to check it out. Go on YouTube on the LA Chargers YouTube page. They got an all-in season. They got 2 episodes released currently right now. You get the latest on the LA Chargers backstage look. So it's going to be very good. So everyone go ahead and check them out. But of course, every time you hear me say, hey, go check them out, you know I got to be talking about GetLacedLaces.com, guys. Use that promo code Fredo and get 25% off, guys. So go right now to GetLacedLaces.com. Use that promo code Fredo, Fredo, and get 25% off, guys. They got laces for all sorts of colors and styles of shoes. Even for kids, they got t-shirts. They got it all. GetLacedLaces.com. Use that promo code Fredo. Get 25% off. Guys, when I come back right now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the NFL. Of course, I talked about the Chargers. The Rams are finishing up right now on the Chicago Bears, live from SoFi Stadium here in Los Angeles. Of course, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, last Thursday. I'm going to talk a little bit about that and just give you a quick review. But we're going to move into the Dodgers as well, and USC and the Lakers. When I come back here on the Fredo Show here on In the Front Row LA. And we are back here in Los Angeles Morris Media Studios. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, and I just want to go ahead and again let you guys know, go get your laces, man. You got premium shoes. Every single pair of premium shoes need premium laces, guys. These are amazing laces, perfect for kids, perfect for ballers, perfect just for style, especially if we're in Los Angeles. Go get your laces at GetLacedLaces.com. GetLacedLaces.com. Use the promo code Fredo and get 25% off today. Code expires on the 31st of December, which we're only about 4 weeks away to the New Year. Yeah. So go ahead and pick up your laces. It's a perfect gift for the holidays, guys. Get laced.
Yeah. They say it's non-violent, that's what Martin said. But I be on my mouth this by any means necessary. Shout out to everyone looking out for me while I roll my weed and load my weapon on my balcony. Disturbing on my alchemy. It's hard for a black man. It's hard for a black man.
Okiefa Shades is the premier choice for sunglasses. Top quality, unique, signature, fresh, trendy. Our shades provide significant UV light protection for eyes, and we have the best customer service around. The freshest and trendiest styles for both men and women. The finest shades to fit your style. Okiefa Shades is the premier choice for sunglasses. Visit www.okiefashades.com. That's OKIYEFA Shades.com. Or on IG or Facebook at Okiefa Shades. Or on Twitter at DJ Ebrog.
Yeah, that's right. I upgraded my lifestyle, and now it's time for you to do the same. Use promo code Fredo, Fredo, and get 15% off. Hey, what's up, guys? Myself, Fredo Cervantes, right here. I got the one and only, the Larry O.B., the championship with the Los Angeles Lakers. And wait a second. Clipper Darrell, where you at, man? I thought you supposed to be me. Weren't you the one talking all this smack all year long that we're going to have a Larry O.B. Larry O.B. my ass, Clipper Darryl. Check this bad boy out. This is number 17. How many do you have? 0. I hope you get some get one and get out of the second round at least. Thank you, Clipper Darryl. Welcome back here on the Fredo Show, here live on Periscope, YouTube, and Twitter on In the Front Row LA, guys. Of course, right now, the NFL season just kicked off. Rams took care of business. Very surprisingly, very shockingly. The LA Rams win 34-14 here at SoFi Stadium just right now. And what a great game it was. Debut for Matthew Stafford, who was just traded for Jared Goff over the offseason, and Matthew Stafford did a very good few plays. Of course, they were playing the Chicago Bears, no Big E there. I mean, might as well just be playing your local high school team. But at least the Rams took care of business. A few throws, great running plays, great schemes there by Sean McVay and the LA Rams, like usual. But right now, a lot of teams have been overselling the LA Rams. They've been overselling the LA Rams, saying, hey, well, the LA Rams got Matthew Stafford, a guy who's been in the league for 13 years and have not won one playoff game. That guy? No. So I'm not going to give that man a pass, but you got to win a playoff game. And that's the pressure that the LA Rams face this year. Can they make it to the playoffs? And when they do, if they do, win a playoff game, can they win a playoff game with Matthew Stafford, a guy who's been there multiple times with the Detroit Lions, but never got a chance to win one playoff game? Jared Goff took you to the Super Bowl, won multiple playoff games, just one for you less than a year ago in Seattle against Russell Wilson. Yes, I'm talking about Jared Goff, the guy who you just traded away. That man just won you a playoff game, something that this man, Matthew Stafford, who's been in the league for 13 years, has not done just once. So it's a big question, big question, a lot of pressure. But hey, the Rams secured business against the Bears. What happened on Thursday night? The defending champions of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosted the Dallas Cowboys in Dak Prescott's return after injury last season, and Dak looked like not a bag of dimes. He looked like a pot of gold. He was good, great, but lost by 2. Dak Prescott was up by 1 point with a minute and 24 seconds left in the ball game. With a minute and 24 seconds left in the ball game, the Cowboys kicked the field goal, gave them the lead by 1. Then Tom Brady looked at the clock, a minute 24 left, 1 timeout. Let's play ball. You can never bet against Tom Brady. You can never do that because Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. There's no question about that. You can't even question that. Dan Marino, Peyton Manning. There's a lot of great quarterbacks out there, a lot of great players, but nothing can compare you to a 44-year-old man, Tom Brady, who threw 4 touchdowns on Thursday night against the Dallas Cowboys to come up on top 31-29, and the Buccaneers look pretty good. The Buccaneers are getting ready to possibly repeat this year. That's a big question. That's a very, very big question to go ahead and see whether Tom Brady and the Buccaneers can repeat, because in the NFL, it's very tough to repeat. The NFL is very tough to repeat. No other team has ever done it in the past few years. But when you look at the Dallas Cowboys and what Dak Prescott showed, Ezekiel Elliott, everybody else, CeeDee Lamb, they look good. The Dallas Cowboys look very, very good. That is the next opponent for the LA Chargers this upcoming Sunday here at SoFi Stadium. So I'm going to be able to get that chance and that opportunity to see it up close and see what Dak Prescott is all about this year, and if the Dallas Cowboys are the real deal this year, because everyone seems to always ask every year, like, oh, well, the Cowboys are going to win it this year, and a lot of people are irritated by Cowboy fans and Cowboy Nation and Cowgirls. they're offended. They're annoyed. And it seems like this year, they might be finally talking the talk because Dak Prescott looked very good on Thursday night. Very good. And I'm going to get an opportunity to see Dak Prescott against Justin Herbert this upcoming Sunday at SoFi Stadium. It's going to be a very, very good game. Of course, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at In the Front Row LA for all the latest updates on the LA Chargers game updates throughout the week. Today, very great outing. Of course, everybody out there follow me. Checking everything out. I'm tweeting about it all. I'm putting all the information out there as, you know, it is live 24/7. So whatever happens, I will bring you the latest. Of course, follow me as well on inthefrontrow.com, guys. Go ahead and check out the latest article that I just released earlier today. The very, very good piece that I wrote on the LA Chargers. So go ahead and visit inthefrontrow.com. And it's right on the front page, guys. LA Chargers, Justin Herbert take over Washington. That is the headline there for today, guys. But something else that was just happening here as well in Los Angeles today was the Dodgers. The Dodgers sweep the San Diego Padres. They swept the Padres today. You know, swept them 3 in a row. But the gentleman who finished the job deserves a little bit of extra credit and a little bit of extra love. And that is Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer, congratulations again, sir. 3,000 career strikeouts for this man right here. Very, very impressive. That is a milestone. That is something that not a lot of players get an opportunity to do so, especially Max also was in the middle of a perfect game until the 8th inning, and Eric Hosmer hit one to right field a little bit over Mookie Betts' head. And it was very sad because you saw it in Max Scherzer's facial impressions, and you saw he was upset. You saw he seemed a little saddened about that. But Max got the victory. The Dodgers won 8-0 today against the Padres to complete the 3-game sweep. And the Dodgers are still facing some setbacks. Of course, one major setback that I do want to talk to you guys about, and I want to bring it up to you guys' attention right now. The setback that the Dodgers are facing right now, it's only by 2.5 games. 2.5 games with about 15 to 20 games remaining. 15 to 20 games remaining. The Dodgers are looking at 2.5 games behind the Giants. They no longer play the Giants this year, but the Dodgers do just have to win. What they got to do to win, they got one major upgrade piece. Clayton Kershaw. Finally, after months and months of time off, Clayton Kershaw is expected to make his debut tomorrow at Dodger Stadium. What a big game is going to be for the Dodgers tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Clayton Kershaw back on the mound. So when you look at a pitching rotation that goes like this: Max Scherzer, Walker Buehler, Julio Urias, and Clayton Kershaw, you got 4 Cy Young Award winners, possibly 2, Julio Urias and Walker Buehler, who are in the discussion, top 3 for Cy Young Award winner this year. So you look at those 4 pitchers, there is no way that if the Dodgers cash in a ticket to the playoffs, there is no way the Dodgers can lose this. They got the greatest pitcher rotation ever in any playoff team, ever. You look at what Max Scherzer just did today. You look at what Clayton Kershaw's resume looks like. You've seen what Walker Buehler is all about. And you see the gentleman, the young man, Julio Urias, who leads the Major League Baseball in wins. You got to give that man credit because he's been working hard year after year. Julio Urias, after getting that injury on his elbow and being out for quite some time, you got to give that man credit. and the Dodgers pitching staff and the Dodgers doctors to get Urias to the position that he is today, being successful, being the major league winning pitcher right now. Give the man his credit in Julio Urias. Okay, guys? So, 2.5 games behind the Giants. What a big weekend is going to be. Big week for the Dodgers. There's a lot of baseball to go. But guys, again, if you want all the latest, just follow me on Instagram and Twitter at In the Front Row LA and at Fredo Cervantes, FREDOCERVANTES. But when I come back, and this is the last time I'll be leaving before I leave you guys until next Sunday. But when I come back, I'm going to show you what USC needs to do. USC is under a lot of pressure. It's under investigation. As I investigated USC head coach Clay Helton a few weeks ago, when I got a chance to talk to him, interact with him, told him, hey, you're USC's head coach. You're supposed to win. You're not just supposed to win 1 or 2 regular season games. You're supposed to win the national championship. A lot of people want Clay Helton's job right now. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that when I come back here on the Fredo Show here on In the Front Row LA, Periscope, and Twitter.
Yeah. They say it's non-violent, that's what Martin said. But I be on my mouth this by any means necessary. Shout out to everyone looking out for me while I roll my weed and load my weapon on my balcony. Disturbing all my alchemy. It's hard for a black man. It's hard for a black man.
Okiefa Shades is the premier choice for sunglasses. Top quality, unique, signature, fresh, trendy. Our shades provide significant UV light protection for eyes, and we have the best customer service around. The freshest and trendiest styles for both men and women. The finest shades to fit your style. Okiefa Shades is the premier choice for sunglasses. Visit www.okiefashades.com. That's OKIYEFA Shades.com. Or on IG or Facebook at Okiefa Shades. Or on Twitter at DJ Ebrog.
Yeah, that's right. I upgraded my lifestyle, and now it's time for you to do the same. Use promo code Fredo, FREDO, and get 15% off today. Okiefa Shades.
Hey, what's up, guys? Myself, Fredo Cervantes, right here. I got the one and only, the Larry O.B., the championship with the Los Angeles Lakers. And wait a second. Clipper Darrell, where you at, man? I thought you supposed to be me. Weren't you the one talking all this smack all year long that we're going to have a Larry O.B.? Larry O.B. my ass, Clipper Darrell. Check this bad boy out. This is number 17. How many do you have? 0. I hope you get some get one and get out of the second round at least. Thank you, Clipper Darrell. And we're live back here on the Fredo Show here on In the Front Row LA, live from Los Angeles. Of course, subscribe here right now on In the Front Row. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, as I will be bringing you the latest on the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball. But right now, I'm going to bring you a little bit about USC. I don't like talking about USC, but I guess I have to talk about USC. And the reason why I got to talk about them is because of the head coach. Because of the head coach and Clay Helton. Clay Helton has really, how do you really say this? Clay Helton is a guy who, from what I heard, and a couple people out there that are really more in tune with what's happening with USC football, they have said that, hey, maybe they feel bad for him. And I was like, wait a second. What do you mean? This is the video right here, guys. So let me just go ahead and play it for you guys.
If you want to find
reaction, guys,
I'm in the front row with my 2 tickets on me. I'm in the front.
Coach Clay, Fredo Cervantes here within the front row. Over the last 4 seasons here for USC, the defense has allowed about 80 touchdown receptions. What are you looking to do, and what kind of adjustments do you look into possibly improving that?
Well, one adjustment we made was Todd Orlando. And Todd got 6 games last year, and you saw the improvement of our defense. I thought they did an amazing job. I think his introduction of some nickel and dime packages, which I think are extremely important in today's time. You look at the amount of spread offenses that are going across the country, whether it's 10 or 11 personnel, it's so imperative that your defensive systems are now multiple, especially against these spread passing offenses. So when I look up and you see the ability of a Coach Orlando to bring his system in, that could be odd front, could be 4 down front, that can have drop eight, can hide both zone pressures, man pressures, be able to fool quarterbacks. It's so important to be able to have those nickel and dime packages to be able to slow down passing attacks, and that's what he brought to the table. You saw the improvement over just a 6-game period of time with our defense. And that was in a 3-week period training camp only. I look forward to see now, after a year of investment of his knowledge and tutelage, where it goes to.
And last question here, Clay. For a successful year for USC, of course, there hasn't been that many over the last few years. What do you think has to be the key thing in order for you guys to be successful this year?
Hey, the beauty of that question is I love USC because you know what the standard is?
What was that?
Championships. You can be at USC and win every game but one. If it's the last one, it's looked at as a bad season. That's being at a special place.
Yeah.
You can have an undefeated regular season and win a Pac-12 championship game, and everybody's sad. That's a special place to be. So when you're at a place that's won 11 national championships, you know the standard of excellence, and you know what's demanded, and we welcome that. We welcome it as players. We welcome it as coaches. That's why we all came to USC. Our job right now is to get back to that championship game and to win that game. Because we know when we win that game, it opens the doors to the playoff and the national championship opportunities. So, that mentality I talked about earlier of going into each and every game, trying to be one note, getting back to that championship game, winning that game, and opening those doors. That's what USC is about. Other programs may have other standards. It's not what we're about here, and that's the beauty of USC, is not only being in that championship game, but winning it. And that's why we work so hard at what we do to be back there and win it. Thanks for that question.
No problem. Thank you, Clay.
Thank you.
Well, you guys now saw it, and you saw what I asked head coach Clay Helton about this, because, Clay gets away with a lot of things. He gets away with a lot, and I was not going to let him get away with talking about the future, talking about the big picture. No, you've gotten your time to prove yourself, and you have it. And that's why I asked him, hey, you haven't had that many successful years. What are you going to do now? He was shocked by the question. He said, hey, great question, great thing. But hey, you know what? That's it, guys. And next week, I'll be live at SoFi Stadium with the LA Chargers hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Stay tuned. Follow me on In the Front Row LA and at Fredo Cervantes on Instagram and Twitter for all the latest. Next Sunday, I'll be live here again on In the Front Row, live from Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next Sunday, live from SoFi Stadium. I am excited and I am out. There you go.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe, guys, right now. Do it right now. Click
YouTube.com/ in the front row. Click subscribe.
Right now, like,
we
click.
only need 96 and we're at 1,000.
Literally, like right there.
Yeah.
There it is. Click it right now, guys.
We're getting
Click
there.
it.
Go subscribe.
Click it right now. Click. Click. Subscribe.
To see
Right
Fredo
now.
and I debate.
Right
You don't
now.
want to miss
Subscribe.
that.
Yeah, subscribe right now, guys. Subscribe. Do it.
We'll see you next week at 7:30, guys. Till next time.
VIP courtside. Hey, it's going down. Everybody's so hype. High school to the pros. Now we in the front row. Hey, hey.